record on this computer. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fork it over to my Tom Preet's GitHub. So it's making a copy. All right, so it's made a copy from Tom Preet's Django Associations, forked from my Platoon Django Associations. I'm going to git clone it. So I'm coming over here. I'm going to list everything out. I've got a bunch of challenges, and I can git clone that down here, and I can list everything out. And now I can see where it says Django Associations. So I can cd into Django Associations, and I'm going to open this up into my current VS Code to a new window. All right, so I'm going to later. So let's see what it says. So Django Associations, now that we have some familiarity with reading and validating records from a database, it's time to explore associations. In this challenge, you'll be using the following Django associations: foreign key related name, how one references the many to many field, and many field through a join table or a through table. All right, so release 0, IMDB example. So you'll create a simple schema using IMDB, which catalogs movies, actors. Inside the IMDB folder, you'll have an IMDB project and a movie database, which is the application. The schema should account for 3 different models. All right, so let's go ahead and open up IMDB. So inside of our Django project, we have IMDB. Here's our project, and here's our actual app. So here is our models. So it says, create a virtual environment using the instructions from previous challenges. All right, so take a look at this. So it looks like I have a requirements.txt file. So I'm just going to create a virtual environment on this same level as my requirements.txt file. So I can say Python make venv and followed by the name of the virtual environment. I can really call this anything like Django, or just call it associations if I wanted to. So I just created an associations virtual environment. This is literally just the name of the virtual environment. So how do I get into my virtual environment? Brittany, what's the command for entering my virtual environment?
Source venv/bin activate.
So if I do this, it says no such file or directory. So the venv is the name of the virtual environment, and I just happen to call this one associations. So it'd be source associations/bin activate. Now we have our associations virtual environment. It's just common practice to call it venv just because it's a virtual environment, so you know you're explicitly in a virtual environment. All right.
Hey Tom, for these,
yep.
Would we be creating like a virtual environment for each individual challenge, or will we be able to start using like the same virtual environment for all the challenges?
You're going to be creating a virtual environment for every single challenge. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. So I've got this requirements.txt file that has a bunch of modules and libraries that I need to install into my virtual environment. Jarrell, how do I install the requirements.txt file in my virtual environment?
So you can run, I'm trying to remember how to do it now. I wrote it. So it was like Python pip install and then the name of like requirements.txt, something like that. But I can't remember exactly how that ran.
Somebody want to help them out? Does anybody explicitly know, memorize it?
Yeah, I think it was like pip install tag R, and then you put the file name.
So pip install So just like we're installing any other type of module, it's always just pip install and then followed by the tach r. I don't know what the tach r means. Does anybody know? No, do you know what the tach r means?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I don't know either. And then just followed by whatever the requirements.txt file is. So it's installing everything. And then later on today, we're going to be doing all this stuff from scratch. We're going to be creating Django projects and applications from scratch, kind of like how we did on Monday. So it's installing Cycop G2. And then, so creating a virtual environment, then set up your models with the appropriate associations using the Django documentation to help you out. After you set up models, run Python manage.py make migrations, and then Python manage. Rerun. So if you make any alterations, you might have to rerun these commands. All right, and then after we set up our, after we actually set up our application and run our migrations, we can run Python manage.py test to actually get, to actually test our models. All right, so I'm in here in my IMDB, I'm inside my models. I'm gonna open up my tests. So, so I'm just looking at the test to see kind of what it looks like. Okay, so the setup, this has a setup method before each and every test. I can do create an actor object. It looks like it's not inputting anything in the actor object. So in this actor class, it's not taking any input. So I don't necessarily need to have anything in there. Movie, same thing. And then in the role, I'm doing self.movie as an actor. Okay. So I'm going to open up the Django examples. So I'm trying to think. So for an actor can belong to a movie can have many actors, and then I'm guessing the role is the character or like whatever is unique to the movie, and the role belongs to an actor. So for an actor, I'm just trying to think. So what can we have here if we wanted to? Do we even need anything? I'm just going to run the Python manage.py test. I just want to see if anything happens. Nothing. So I have to go into IMDB, list everything out, Python manage.py test. So it's creating a database. I get 6 errors. So the first error, so movie is not a valid argument for this function. So test movie roles. So I'm going to come into here again. I'm going to split it just for the test. So self.role.movie equals self.movie. So a role can belong to a movie. So this would be the many-to-many relationship. So I'm just looking at this example, publication, an article. So a publication can have many articles, and an article can have many publications. So I'm just looking down here. So yeah, so in this example, article can be published in multiple publications, and a publication has multiple articles. So here's just a classic example. I need to add a many-to-many field in the article. I'm going to say, look through. Did it say something like about through tables? Oh. For an example, actor model will likely have a first name and last name as part of the actor's role, but in this challenge, you only need to create the necessary ID and foreign key association. So we don't even need like anything. We don't need to like have a first name here. So I'm going to pass. So based on this example, so since it's a many-to-many relationship, article can be published on many publications, and a publication has multiple articles. But I see that it's only this many-to-many field is only located on the article object. So it only needs to exist on one of the two. So I'm just going to copy this and bring it over to, say, here. Whoop. So to publications, and instead of having it be publication, I want it to be actors. Because if you look here, the field name under article is publications, which is the name of the many-to-many, the other model that it's associated with, but that's plural. So I can say actor because a movie has many actors. It's a many-to-many field through the actor table. But now we have this role. Does anybody have any questions so far? Or what questions do you have about the many-to-many relationship?
I'm a little confused. When I was reading that many-to-many, we actually went the route of the intermediary table. Maybe we can go over that at the end. Or
Yep.
Explain what's the difference between that, I guess.
So what's like this intermediate table?
Yeah, I think there was like a link to it in the documentation.
All right. And here, or
No, on the many-to-many, like, yeah, right there. Oh, intermediate model.
where does it say? Intermediate. Okay.
Yeah.
So which of the following examples of operations can be performed using Django? Note that using an intermediate model for some of the related manager methods are disabled. So I'm just going to click on that. Don't necessarily know. Okay. So this is a good. So extra field in the many-to-many relationship. So this is actually more like the IMDB model or architecture, the database. So a person and a group. So a person can belong to many groups, and a group can have many members, I'm guessing. And it's going through the membership table. So this is kind of like what the roles is. So typically, if we didn't have the role table, this would be totally fine. But what would you call an actor in a movie? It's generally like a role. So like what role did that actor play in that movie? So that's why we explicitly make a role class here. And then it looks like we can use an optional through argument. So through, instead of membership, it's going to go through the role table. So this is a many-to-many relationship. And instead of Django explicitly creating our join table by so if I just did this, Django would automatically create a join table by itself. But if I want to create my own join table, because I want to explicitly call it something, or maybe I want to add additional fields to that join table, because right now there wouldn't be any additional fields through that join table. It would literally just be like actor and movies in there. But if I wanted to create an explicitly define a through table or a join table, I can get through the actor. I can get to the actor through the role table. And if I look at the documentation, I can grab the foreign keys of each of the other models, So this would be like actor and movie and actor and or movie. So in order to get to the movie or from the movie table to the actor, I have to go through the role table for this many-to-many relationship to work. And the reason why we do that, because if we wanted to add additional fields like a character name, like models.char field, that's kind of what the purpose of the through table, like explicitly defining a through table. Because if we didn't explicitly define this through table and added another like field to it, Django would explicitly like make its own through table with just the actor and movie. So just like this memberships table, this is more descriptive as to what a group person is or person's group, because we're adding additional data to that, like a date joined, an invite reason. Is there, what other questions do you have? Or did that help? So let's see. Let's actually run this again. So we have 3 errors. So we passed 3 of the tests, the first 2 and the 4th one. So let's just look here. So self.role.movie. So self.role.movie is this movie object. And it's the same as just a movie object. Same with self.role.actor. So self.role.actor is equal to an actor object. And then the other one we had correct is the 4th one. So self.movie.actors.all. So this is creating a list of all the actors in a movie by doing movie. Where is it? So self.movie.actors, self.movie. So yeah, self.movie.actors, then doing .all, which is just to grab all the actors in a movie, equals an array of an actor object. So the other 2 we need are number 3, so self.movies.role.all. So I'm going from movies.roles. So if I go to movies.roles, so movie.roles. So if I grab a movie object and I do .roles on it, it should grab all the roles in that movie. Let's see how, I'm just going to look through the documentation. So, but if I go to role.movie, it can grab all them, it can grab that movie, but if I do movie.roles, it can't grab all the roles. Does anybody know how I can, so if I do, where am I at? Movie.roles. How can I go from, I just want to see if I can actually, let's take a step back. So if I do role.movie, I get, where is it? Role.movie, I get a movie object. But if I do movie.roles, it fails. How can I grab the roles starting from the movie table?
would it be by adding related underscore name equals roles to 12?
To which one?
To line 12.
Line 12. What does the related name do?
I think that works in conjunction with through equals role.
So okay. So if you don't specify a related name attribute, whoop. All right, let's just go forward. Related name. The name to use for the relation from one related object path to this one. So if I do related name equals, what is it, roles? And I'm doing dot roll, like roles here, because I want to match the roles here. So if I run that test, I'm getting 2 errors now. So I'm passing that third test. So the related name, so allows me to go back, start from one table and go to essentially go in the reverse order. So initially I can do roll.movie and grab the movie. But if I wanted to start from the movie table and grab all the roles, I can do it through the related name. So movie.roles will grab all the roles to that movie. So if I didn't include the related name, there is a way, I think in the documentation it said, where'd it go? If you're using related name, just always specify unique related name. So if you don't specify a related name attribute for a field in an abstract base class, the default reverse name will be the name of the child class followed by set. So I just want to see. So child B underscore set. So it'd be like underscore movies, or like lowercase movie underscore set, and I'd be able to access the movies or all the roles to that movie. But we can get into that later. So when in doubt, just always add a related name. So if I wanted to do the same thing for the actor, so hold on, get out of here. So I've the same thing for actors. So I'm doing movie.actors.all. Movie.roles.all. I also want to do actor.roles.all. So I can do related name equals roles for actor as well. Because in line role.movie, no, where is it? If I go role.actor, I can get the actors in that movie or for that role. But if I wanted to go from actor.roles, so actor up here on line 3 roles, I can grab all the roles that actor has played in. So I'm grabbing literally all the roles of that actor. And then lastly, list actor.movies.all. So initially from here, I'm doing movie.actors. Now, if I want to go to actor.movies, I want to grab a list of all the movies that actor has played in, which again, I'm unable to do that without a related name. Well, I can, but the syntax is a little weird. So if I run that test, I'm passing all the tests. So for the many-to-many field, if you don't specify a through table, Django will automatically create one for you. But if you do specify a through table, you'll still need the many-to-many with what table you want it to be a many-to-many through. And then you can explicitly call which table you want it to go through. So I want it to go through the role table. And inside the role table, you're going to have the foreign key of the two different tables you want linked together. So in this case, we're grabbing the foreign key off of the actors table and also the foreign key off of the movies table. So it's able to grab all the actors going through, or all the actors associated with this movie going through the roles table by doing movie dot roles. We'll grab all the roles to that movie. What questions do you have about the many-to-many going through a through table? None?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
When you do the many to many, if you want to do one to many, is the one going to be where you set that relationship? So would the one be the movie, or would the one be the actor?
So there, for this specific example, there isn't a one-to-many relationship. But if you wanted to have a one-to-many one-to-many relationship, like what's a one-to-many relationship?
I think maybe a better way to ask it is like, in the many to many, which is the first table and which is the second one?
So there isn't really technically
What?
there isn't a first or second table, but I would say the main table for this one would be the movie table, only because we explicitly define the many-to-many field on the movie table. However, because we have this related name .movies for movies, we're able to explicitly grab all the actors' movies through the .movies related name. So there isn't necessarily a main table. I don't know if that answered your question.
I don't know.
When you say main table, what do you?
Okay, just do a. Can you just make it so a movie can only have one actor? I guess I just want to see.
Yeah. So in the case that a movie only had one actor, so class movie models.movie or model, we should do pass. And in the case that a movie only had one actor, but an actor can have many movies, we would literally just have a single foreign key like so. So in the movie table, it can only have one actor.
Okay.
And then you do like movie.actor, and you'd be able to grab that actor object. But if you wanted to go from actor and grab all the movies that actor had, because an actor can belong to many movies, it would be related name actor. So from actor dot movies. So I can go from actor dot movies and grab all the movie objects that this actor acted in. And that's a one-to-many relationship.
I have a question.
Yep.
So does like order still matter here? Like since you're referencing actor, you would actually have to put actor first.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's correct syntax. 14. All right. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. Be back at 10:19, and we'll jump into another example.